Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to simulate 10 years in WWE 2K25's universe mode to see how the landscape of WWE will change after a decade in simulation. So we're going to go here on classic mode. We're going to turn off all the tutorials and we're going to keep everything as default. So what you're going to be able to see here with the championships, you see all of your champions as they are in the game when you get it at launch. So here's all of your champions across the board. I understand some of these probably are a little bit different depending on when you're watching this video. And what we're going to do to get things started, very simple. We're going to go through the calendar and we're going to go ahead and we're going to simulate all the way through a full calendar year, which is WrestleMania, which is obviously now we have 2 nights as well. So let's go ahead, let's simulate the year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so 1 year down, let's look to see what the match card looks like for night 1 here. You have Logan Paul, Sheamus in an IC title match to get the year started, to get our first year's main opener started. You see right here, we have a 4 tag team right here. This is a 4-way tag team tornado tag title match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. You got Liv versus Io in a singles match. You got B-Fab versus Charlotte. You got Becky versus Sonya for the women's the world championship. You got Alexa Bliss versus Ivy Nile. And then the 7th match is Sammy versus Gunther. Tiffany Stratton versus Elektra Lopez for the women's WWE championship. Okay, interesting. And the main event for night 1 is John Cena versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match. So very, very intrigued. Let's simulate all the matches on night 1. Let's see what happens here. So Logan Paul wins IC championship there. It looks like Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins win the tag team championships. You got Liv Morgan getting the dub, Charlotte Flair with the win, Sonya Deville with the win, Alexa Bliss with the win, Sammy defeats Gunther, Tiffany Stratton, I guess, retains her championship, and Seth Rollins comes out of the chamber, comes out of the Hell in the Cell with the World Heavyweight Championship. So now let's move on to night 2 on Sunday. And this is the stand and deliver here. Let's sim stand and deliver. Not going to worry about NXT stuff too much. We're going to go on to the main night here. Night 2, US title. Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes. I'd pay to see that match. You got a tag team championship matchup here between the Eric and Ivar and Finn and JD McDonough. You got CM Punk versus Bronson Reed. Oh, Punk, I wish you were in a better match than that. Dakota Kai versus Maxine Dupree. You got Bianca and Jade versus Asuka and Kairi Sane for the women's tag team championships. Valhalla and James versus Rhea Ripley and Carmella. You got Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa versus Damian Priest. And your main event is Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. So let's simulate all the matches. We have Carmelo Hayes winning the title, US champion. You have, looks like Madonna and JD and Finn win the world tag titles. Bronson Reed wins. Kai wins. Kairi Sane and Asuka win the championships. Ripley and Carmella win. Roman Reigns with the win over KO. Yeah, Damian Priest with the dub. And Randy Orton, WWE champion. So there you go. That's year 1 down and out. So let's look right here. As you can see, kind of your champions as we end the first season. There are your champions for the WWE landscape as it stands. And NXT, you can see as well. Looks like The Rock is still the people's champ. That's a thing on here. Okay, very intriguing. But there you see all your titles, all your champions through the first year. If we were to look right here at superstars and all, where do I see my power rankings? Can you still see your power rankings per show? Let's look to see if we can see this. Power rankings, yeah. So Jey Uso right up on the list there. There you see your power rankings for Raw. Let's go ahead quickly look over here at SmackDown's power rankings as we end the season. All right, so year 1 down and out of the books. Let's go ahead. Let's sim through year 2. All right, year 2 is upon us, and let's go ahead and see who our champions are heading into the big show. So right now, Jey Uso is your World Heavyweight Champion. Sheamus is the Intercontinental Champion. The American Maid is the Tag Champs, the World Tag Champs. Becky Lynch is the Women's World Champion. You got the Meta-Four as the Women's Tag Team Champs. Undisputed WWE Champ is Roman Reigns. Shinsuke Nakamura is the US Champ, and the Street Profits are your WWE Tag Champs. Tiffany Stratton is still your Women's Champion as well. And there you see what NXT is bringing to the table. So not much changed from year to year here, let's go ahead and look at the match card for night 1. There you see some of your matches here. Not too shabby. Okay, a lot of ones that I would actually probably see. And let's see what the main event. Night 1 main event, Sammy versus Jay for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got Paul Heyman in the corner for Sami Zayn. Very intriguing there. So let's go ahead and simulate all these matches. And Becky Lynch retains. Andrade is your new U.S. champion. Okay, what other title matches we have here? Brutus and Julius win and retain the titles. And main event, it is a Jey Uso win. He is the World Heavyweight Champion still. So pretty good show. Pretty good show. Not disappointed at all about that. Let's simulate through NXT. Let's get to what we're going to see on night 2. So here you see Stratton and Nia Jax. Tag team fatal 4-way tornado tag. Okay, Cross and Seth Rollins. Mission and BFAB. Okay, right here, that's a good one. Braun Breaker, Sheamus, IC title. And main event, it's Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. So let's simulate all the matches. And Tiffany Stratton retains. You got, it looks like Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins retain their titles. Then you're going to have a Braun Breaker win. Braun Breaker's your IC champion. And the main event is Roman Reigns with the retention. So Roman Reigns still your WWE champion as we end season 2. All right, let's simulate to year 3. Let's see what comes to be. All right, year 3's here. Let's see who the champs are. And we have Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion. Braun Breaker still the IC champ. The War Raiders are the World Tag Champs. Dakota Kai, the Women's World Champ. You got Damage Control as the Women's Tag Champs. Roman Reigns still the WWE Champion. Jimmy Uso's your US title champion. DIY, the WWE Tag Champs. Nia Jax is the Women's World Champion. And then there you see Ethan Page. Got a couple changes here in terms of this. Not overall too many for that division, but not too bad, not too shabby. Let's keep moving. All right, so let's go ahead to night 1. Let's look at the card. You got the Women's World Championship on the line. Dakota Kai taking on Bayley. Tag titles up for grabs there. Men's tag titles up for grabs. KO and Uncle Howdy. AJ Styles, Jacob Fatu, Natalia, Ivy Nile, Jay and Bronson Reed, and tag titles right there. Here we go. Main event. One-on-one, Sami Zayn and Gunther. Sami trying to get back that title potentially. So let's go ahead and simulate through. Let's see what happens. Dakota Kai retains the title. Okay, you got the retention there from Damage Control. Loomis and Gacy win the tag championships. All right. We have the New Day taking the titles from Ivar and Eric. The War Raiders no longer champs. And Gunther retains as World Heavyweight Champion. Not bad. So let's get through this right here with NXT and let's see what's shaking for night 2 for Mania in year 3. It's gonna be Charlotte versus Nia Jax, Omos versus Braun Breaker. All right, Punk and Karrion Kross, Rhea Ripley, Kiana James, Cody versus Randy, Eric Rowe. Okay, let's see here. What's gonna be US title right here? Jimmy versus The Miz, and main event, Roman versus Damian Priest. Okay, so let's simulate. And Nia Jax retains the title. Braun Breaker retains. What else do we have for titles here? And we got The Miz is your new US champion, and Roman Reigns retains the WWE Undisputed Championship. So pretty good for year 3. Let's move to year 4 and let's see if there's any major changes or, you know, any new titles to be shown out. All right, year 4 is here, and let's look at the titles. So starting from the top here, you have Jay still your World Heavyweight Champion. Carlito, look at that flashback there. He's your IC champion. The New Day still the World Tag Champs. Rhea Ripley back with gold as the Women's World Champ. You got Pure Fusion Collective with the Women's Tag Championship. Chelsea Green still your Women's US Champion. Solo Sikoa has dethroned Roman. He's now the undisputed WWE Champion. Apollo Crews is your Men's United States Champion. Apollo Crews, good for you, man, getting involved. The Wyatt Six are the Men's Tag Champs. Mishin is the Women's World, the WWE Women's Champion. You got Laura Valkyrie still the IC Women's Champion, and then NXT. Few changes, not much, too terribly much. So let's look at night 1. What's on the cards? You got Io versus Rhea. All right. Any other title matches? You got you got Bloodline versus the White Six. And then we have main event in the Hell in a Cell is Drew McIntyre versus Jay Uso. Let's simulate it. And we have Io Sky as your new champion. Io Sky with the win. Very nice. Okay, you got the Wyatt Six with the retention there of the tag championships. And your main event is Jey Uso retaining the title in the Hell in a Cell. He is still the world heavyweight champion. So pretty good night from there. Let's go to night 2. And we have an opener here. Let's go ahead and just simulate all the matches. Carlito retains against Logan Paul for the IC championship. We have what other titles? Roman wins against KO. And okay, US championship. The Miz wins back the US championship. And Solo Sikoa retains the WWE Undisputed Championship against Randy Orton to finish out in year 4. Let's head to year 5. All right, year 5 is here. You see LA Knight. Is LA Knight finally getting a push? We're going to find out. 5 years down the road, here we are with Gunther as the World Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker as the IC Champ, the Alpha Academy as the World Tag Champs, Io Sky, still your Women's World Championship. The Metaphor with the Women's Tag, Chelsea Green still the US title. Do they ever defend that in universe mode? I'm beginning to think no. Roman Reigns is back with the WWE Championship. Jacob Fatu now with the US title. The Wyatt Six still with the tag title. Tiffany Stratton back with the Women's WWE Championship. And nothing else changes. So let's look at night 1. Let's simulate the matches. And Charlotte Flair wins her first time, at least in a Mania event, for the championship against Tiffany Stratton, your new champ. Let's keep going to see what we got. Braun Breaker defeats Logan Paul yet again for the IC title. And you have right there. Okay, you got Otis and Tozawa the win over the War Raiders. And the main event, Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight, excuse me, for the WWE Undisputed Championship. So I'm glad to see LA Knight's at least in a main event picture. I mean, I love LA Knight. I think he's tremendous. So I'm happy to see that he's there. Let's go to night 2 of year 5. Simulate through. And we have it in a Hell in a Cell. Io Sky retains against Asuka for the Women's World Championship. Tag titles go to Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits. And what other titles we have? Jacob Fatu with retention against his blood, and that is Jimmy Uso with a loss. And for the main event is Gunther retains and defeats Seth Rollins. Where is CM Punk in all of this, man? Is he doing nothing? Where's John Cena? Where's The Rock? I have them on the rosters. Where are they at? Okay, season 6 and LA Knights yet again on the card, the promo there. Let's see who the champs are. Carlito, ladies and gentlemen, is the World Heavyweight Champion. He went from IC Champion last year at this time to now the World Champ, or maybe it was a couple of years ago. Dragon Lee, ladies and gentlemen, is your Intercontinental Champion. The Alpha Academy of the World Tag Champs. Natalya, look at her getting up there for the Women's World Championship. The Metaphor, the Women's Tag Champs. LA Knight is the undisputed WWE Champion. Yeah, you love to see it finally with some gold around his waist. And you got Carmelo Hayes with the US title and the Street Profits with the Tag Champs, and Charlotte Flair still with the Women's Championship as well. So pretty nice stuff. Let's see what the card shows. And let's go ahead and simulate night 1 as Tiffany Stratton takes back the gold from Charlotte Flair, who had apparently Nikki Cross in her corner. Interesting. You have Otis and Akira Tozawa the win for the World Tag Champs. And we have a Carmelo Hayes retention. He takes home the gold in the US title match. And main event, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, with the win in Hell in a Cell. He takes home the WWE Undisputed Championship for night 1. So pretty nice night 1 card. Let's go ahead and get through NXT and get to night 2 for Mania. And here we go with your opening match. Rhea Ripley trying to win the title, and Natalya with the retention. Gunther defeats CM Punk. Okay. Dragon Lee retains the IC title. Would actually be an excellent match. The tag champs retain. That is Dawkins and Ford. And the main event is Sami Zayn winning and defeating Carlito. He is now your new World Heavyweight Champion through year 6. All right, we're on to year 7, and there he is, the best in the world, CM Punk. Finally in the limelight, it looks like here. Let's see who the champs are. Carlito's back as the US champ, or the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, excuse me. Braun Breaker back with the IC title. The War Raiders back with the titles. Liv Morgan's your Women's World Champion. The Metaphor still with the tag titles. You got Solo Sikoa with the WWE Undisputed Championship, and Jimmy Uso with the US title as the Street Profits also retain. And Indy Hartwell coming into the main picture here with the women's championship, excuse me. So let's look at the night 1 card, as she's going to be defending against Charlotte, and she retains against Charlotte in night 1. You will get Roman versus Uncle Howdy. Okay. And main event, CM Punk defeated in a ladder match by Carlito. Carlito spitting in the face of the best in the world, retains the title in night 1. So let's head to night 2, and we're gonna see if there's any big changes in night 2. As you have night 2, Omos defeated by Braun Breaker, who retains. Ivar and Eric retain their titles. Nia Jax defeats. Okay, here we got Jimmy Uso defeating The Miz and staying as champ. And the tag champs the Street Profits stay on top with the tag titles. And main event is Solo Sikoa defeating Kevin Owens as staying champion, as we head to year 8, almost towards the end of this journey. All right, year 8 is coming to a close here, and we're gonna look to see who our champs are. And Carlito, still your world heavyweight champion. Braun Breaker with the IC title. War Raiders, still your tag champs. Liv Morgan, still the women's champ. You got Cargill and Belair as the women's tag champs. Uncle Howdy is the WWE champion. Andrade with the US title. Street Profits. And Zelina Vega, the women's champion. Valhalla is the women's IC champion now as well. So very intriguing. Some changes. Let's see night 1. Let's see the card. Tag champions Piper Niven and Chelsea Green win the tag titles from Cargill and Belair. Liv Morgan retains against Candice LeRae. Eric and Ivar retain their titles. You got Zelina Vega defeating Charlotte Flair for her title. And main event is Carlito defeating Obafemi, and he retains his championship as well. Very intriguing. So let's get to night 2 now, year 8. Night 2, year 8. What do we got? We got what do we have for title matches? Anything? You got Andrade defeating and retaining against Shinsuke Nakamura. You have Montez Ford, the Street Profits, still rolling as the tag champs. Braun Breaker defeats Charlie Dempsey to retain the IC title. And main event, Randy Orton defeated Uncle Howdy and the White 6 WWE champion to finish out year 8. Let's head to year 9 and let's see what we get. All right, year 9 coming to a close. Our champions heading into Mania. Carlito, still the world heavyweight champion. You got Oro Mensah is the IC champion from NXT, doing nothing to this. That's remarkable. War Raiders still the tag champs. Liv Morgan still the women's world champ. The Unholy Union is the women's tag champs. Chelsea Green with the US title. Santos Escobar is the undisputed WWE champion. Jimmy Uso with the US title. The Bloodline with the WWE tag titles, and Indy Hartwell with the WWE women's championship, and Valhalla still with the IC title. I am shooketh by this. That is crazy talk. Seeing that, look at the stats there. You can see all the champs. We'll look at that to finalize, but let's look at night 1's card. What do we have? So open it up. Liv Morgan defeated Bayley, wins the women's world championship. What else do we have here? And we have Carlito still just running shop, wrecking it all. The Iron Man match, he wins and defeats Obafemi and retains the title. Wow. Carlito, man. Who would have thought Carlito would be the guy from jobber to super champ here in this 10-year sim? You got Jimmy Uso retaining the US title. Indy Hartwell retains the women's championship. We have the Bloodline retaining the tag titles, and you got Fire and Dawn winning, the Unholy Union retaining their women's tag championships. And the main event, Santos Escobar in the LWO, they retain the WWE Undisputed Championship against Randy Orton. And we got 1 year left, ladies and gents. Let's get to year 10. All right, year 10 coming to a close. Here we go. Who are our champs heading into the final Mania? Obafemi finally is the World Heavyweight Champion. Oro Mensah still the IC champ. The War Raiders still the tag titles. Nia Jax back with the WWE World Women's Championship. Pure Fusion Collective are the women's tag title champs. Okay, Chelsea Green still. I don't think she's defended it once. Let me look at this. Matter of fact, yeah, she hasn't even lost it once. So Uncle Howdy with the undisputed WWE Championship. Jacob Fatu with the US title. The Wyatt 6 with the tag title. And you have Indy Hartwell with the women's championship as well. So let's look at the final Mania, night 1. women's title up for grabs, and it is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven with the win. You got Zelina Vega defeating Indy Hartwell. She is your women's championship to finish off year 10. What else do we have? Oro Mensah with the win, and he retains against Charlie Dempsey for the IC championship. And your main event is Jacob Fatu defeating Jimmy Uso for the US title. So let's move to night 2. We still have some big title matches to look forward to. Let's see what we get. Title night 2. You got Nia Jax defeated Fallon Henley, is your new women's world champion to finish off year 10. Wow, what else do we have here? The tag champions. Okay, you got the Wyatt Six retain the WWE tag team titles, and your main event is Oba Femi defeating Carlito and retaining and being your world heavyweight champion. So wow, what a world of events here. Looking right now, here are the stats for the world heavyweight championship. Here are the champs through the changing of hands. You had Oba Femi, you had Carlito, Ridge Holland, Carlito, Randy Orton, Carlito. And you can see who won it most recently. Times earned, Seth Rollins earned it 5 times. That's the most. Gunther and Jay with 4. And days held, it looks like Carlito has held it the longest out of everybody. The IC championship, let's look at this. You have Braun, you had Mensah, Braun, Strowman as well. You had Gable, Dragunov, Dragon Lee. Who earned it the most? The Miz has earned it the most 8 times, then Braun Breaker with 6. Wow, so Braun Breaker almost tying the Miz. Days earned or held, Braun Breaker's held it the longest out of everyone with over 1,600 days as your IC champion. Let's move over here. Let's look at the tag titles. I'm curious to see who's earned them the most or held them the longest. It looks like Eric and Ivar have held them the longest now, becoming one of the best tag teams that we've seen here in WWE over the last decade. The Women's World Championship, there you see how it's changed hands over the last several years. Times earned, looks like Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan are tied with 7 times as the world champion. And Liv Morgan's held it the longest with over 1,400 days as champion. Wow. For the women's tag titles, it looks like it's changed hands several times as well. Very intrigued by a couple of these. We got Asuka has been the most 7-time champion. He's held it the longest as well with Kairi Sane. That was never defended, so we're not even gonna look at that. Let's look at the undisputed WWE championship. You see who's all held this over the last several years. Cody Rhodes has earned it the most. 5-time world champion or WWE undisputed champion. Nikki Cross. Why is Nikki Cross on the list? I thought that was just a men's title. I guess it's not. Roman Reigns has held it the longest though. You also had Elite Roman Reigns 13, apparently, who was an action figure. He's held it for over 1,300 days. Cody Rhodes is 3rd on that list. Wow. Let's look at the U.S. title. Jacob Fatu, Shinsuke, Jimmy. Okay. Andrade and Fatu and Shinsuke have all held it 6 times, tied for 1st. And it looks like Lex Luger is still the holder for the most days as champion, with Andrade in 2nd place. Looking at the WWE Tag Championships, earned the most right now by the Street Profits, 8-time champions, and held the longest as well with 1,200 days respectively for that pairing. And for the women's championships, Zelina Vega currently the title holder there right now. You see how it's changed hands, and the 12-time champion Charlotte Flair will not be topped. 2nd is Tiffany Stratton with 5, and days held. Tiffany Stratton's held the longest, over 928 days. And your IC Women's Champion, it's only changed hands a couple times, so not much there. But there you see it. That's the landscape as it is. Come to a close. I'm very intrigued by a couple of these things, but let me know your thoughts after a decade of WWE 2K25 Universe Sim. What are your thoughts? Are you surprised by anything? I was surprised to see no CM Punk title reigns in there. Didn't do much of anything, did he? But leave all your feedback for me below and give me some ideas of what you'd like to see me do next here in Universe Mode. As always, stay safe. God bless. We'll catch you back in the next one.